What if almost everything you have ever believed about fat loss was completely wrong? And it happens while you sleep. Scientists tracked real people over 5 full years, and what they discovered completely changed how we understand fat loss forever. The study was published in the journal Obesity, and it followed hundreds of real people across 5 full years precisely. Was it daily calorie intake that determined who gained fat and who stayed lean over those 5 full research years? Was it how hard they worked out at the gym, or how carefully they managed and counted their macros daily? It was none of those things, and the actual answer surprised every single researcher who was involved in the study. The strongest predictor of long-term fat gain was how much fat these people burned while they were sleeping at night. Not during exercise, not during their waking hours, but during the hours they spent completely unconscious, lying in their beds. Lower nighttime fat burning alone explained an enormous 41% of the total weight these people gained over 5 years. Think about what that number means, because nighttime metabolism shapes your long-term body composition more than most people ever realize. If you woke up each morning having burned fat all night, your long-term results would look radically and completely different. Most people spend their entire day trying to fix fat loss, but completely ignore what their metabolism does while sleeping. They count every single calorie they push through grueling workouts, and they obsess over every tiny dietary detail imaginable daily. But the second they fall asleep, their metabolism quietly makes the decision that determines whether all that work actually mattered. Most people have absolutely no idea that this critical metabolic decision is being made each night while they are sleeping. Calorie counting alone fails many people, because the real problem is happening silently, in the dark, while they are asleep. Your body has a built-in nighttime fat-burning window, and disrupting it even slightly will absolutely cost you over the years. Almost nobody in the fitness world talks about this, and the reason is that very few people truly understand it. There is actually a proven way to restore nighttime fat burning without extreme dieting, harder training, or any pills whatsoever. Understanding how your metabolism behaves after dark and making one strategic change is all it takes to fix this problem. Once you understand this, your entire approach to fat loss will shift in a way that produces genuinely lasting results. Your body is not the same metabolic machine at noon as it becomes working silently at 2 in the morning. Your nighttime metabolism follows a completely different set of rules, governed entirely by your circadian clock and internal biological rhythms. When everything is working correctly, free fatty acids naturally rise at night, and your body shifts into its fat-burning mode. Powerful fat-burning enzymes activate, and growth hormone peaks during your deepest sleep to specifically support the fat oxidation process. Growth hormone is arguably the most powerful natural fat-burning signal your body produces, and it peaks only during deep sleep. Your nighttime hours are genuinely your body's primary metabolic cleanup window, where stored body fat is supposed to get used. But when you eat too much or too close to bedtime, that entire fat-burning system gets immediately and completely disrupted. Insulin spiking at night suppresses fatty acid release at exactly the moment your body should be burning stored fat instead. Instead of burning fat, your body defaults to burning carbohydrates all through the night, even while you lie completely asleep. This nightly metabolic disruption compounds silently, year after year, until gaining weight starts to feel completely unavoidable and frustratingly normal. This explains precisely why so many people do everything right during the day, but still keep gaining fat over time. The key question now is how you restore nighttime fat burning and get your body burning fat in its sleep. The answer turns out to be fasting, but not the extreme, dramatic version most people immediately picture hearing that word. One study compared a 9-hour overnight fast to a 16-hour fast to see exactly how each affected nighttime fat burning. Those fasting for 16 hours burned significantly more fat overnight and far fewer carbohydrates than those who fasted for shorter. But the most shocking finding was not the fat-burning increase. It was something else about this whole study entirely. Liver glycogen was completely identical in both groups, meaning fasting increased fat burning without ever depleting stored carbohydrates at all. This single finding completely destroys the belief that you must drain your glycogen before your body will ever burn fat. Fasting did not drain the tank, it reprogrammed which fuel the body preferred to use, and that distinction changes everything. Think of glycogen depletion as an on-off switch, while fasting works more like a subtle but powerful metabolic dimmer switch. Fasting shifts your metabolic priority toward fat burning, subtly and powerfully, without ever crashing your energy or depleting your stores. Once this shift begins, every subsequent night builds on it, compounding the fat-burning advantage into something genuinely significant over time. People with insulin resistance face this problem in its most severe form. Their metabolism stuck in a brutal carb-burning loop. Their liver constantly converts fat molecules into glucose and burns that glucose, instead of ever directly using stored body fat. Stuck in a cycle where the body converts fat into sugar and burns sugar, their stored fat never gets touched. Fasting cuts insulin levels, reduces glucose production, and finally frees stored fat cells to be used directly as overnight fuel. Once insulin drops low enough, free fatty acids escape fat cells, and your body can finally start burning them overnight. Studies confirm measurable improvements in nighttime fat burning begin almost immediately once you start extending your overnight fasting window consistently. If a simple 16-hour fast can produce these results, imagine what a longer, more extended fast can do for metabolism. Scientists studied monk fasting inside controlled metabolic chambers, measuring fat and carbohydrate oxidation hour by hour in great precise detail. A monk fast lasts 36 hours. And researchers tracked exactly what happens to fat-burning physiology during every single hour throughout. Fat oxidation did not just slightly increase during the fast. It rapidly and continuously climbed throughout the entire measurement period. Fat burning peaked around the 51-hour mark, proving that the oxidation signal grows stronger the longer fasting continues. Building carbohydrate oxidation dropped sharply early on and stayed consistently low throughout, proving the body had fully committed to burning fat. This tells us the body had completely shifted its fuel preference and was not going back to carbohydrates at all. Critically, the body's natural circadian rhythm of energy expenditure stayed fully intact throughout the entire fast, without any disruption whatsoever. Fasting does not break your body's internal clock. It actually realigns it, making it function more efficiently than before. Always. Fasting realigns your circadian metabolism rather than breaking it, and that is what makes it such a powerful metabolic tool. Ketone levels also rise dramatically during extended fasting, with beta-hydroxybutyrate climbing up to 4 times above its normal resting baseline. These ketones are not just backup fuel. They are powerful biological signals that reshape inflammation, immunity, and long-term metabolic flexibility. Research also shows that extended fasting literally remodels hundreds of fat molecules in your bloodstream that function as metabolic signals. These molecules signal your body when to burn fat, how to reduce inflammation, and how to maintain real metabolic flexibility. Fasting is not just about burning calories. It is about teaching your metabolism exactly when and how to prefer fat. This is the difference between people who stay lean effortlessly and those who fight their metabolism every single day unsuccessfully. Many people worry fasting will hurt performance, and that concern deserves a direct, honest, and thoroughly research-backed answer right now. One study showed that fasting right before an endurance performance test did reduce time to exhaustion in well-trained men significantly. But that test used fasting immediately before competition, which is entirely different from using it as a long-term metabolic tool. Fasting before competing and using fasting to train your metabolism over weeks are two completely separate and distinct things entirely. Research shows intermittent fasting increases expression of PLIN5, a protein that helps your muscles access and use stored fat. PLIN5 sits at the junction of fat droplets and mitochondria, giving muscles precise access to stored fat when needed. This means your muscles become progressively more capable of burning fat as fuel, without creating any cellular stress whatsoever inside. Elite cyclists on time-restricted eating maintained VO2 max completely, while body fat dropped, and their power-to-weight ratio improved significantly overall. Fasting does not hurt long-term performance. It actually strengthens the metabolic foundation that every level of athletic performance depends on. Do not let anyone convince you fasting hurts your progress, because the consistent body of research says the opposite clearly. The people who benefit most from fasting are those who use it strategically, rather than those who fear it unnecessarily. Now, here is how you translate everything just covered into practical daily habits that actually work, starting from right now. Your absolute first priority is protecting your nighttime fat-burning window before worrying about any other dietary strategy or detail whatsoever. This means avoiding large, high-carb meals close to bedtime, because late-night insulin will directly block the fat burning you need. Insulin spiking right before bed shuts down fat-burning mode at precisely the moment your metabolism most needs to run it. Protein before bed, like cottage cheese, does not spike insulin, and research shows it can boost your morning metabolic rate. This one small detail makes a real difference, because nighttime metabolism and morning metabolism are deeply connected in your body. Your second priority is making the overnight fast your absolute daily metabolic foundation and doing it with relentless, consistent commitment. Build a reliable overnight fasting window into your routine and commit to doing it every single night without any exceptions. Most people only need a consistent 16-hour fast each night to meaningfully restore the nighttime fat burning that truly matters. You are not trying to starve yourself. You are training your body to expect and prefer fat as overnight fuel. A consistent nightly fasting window teaches your sleeping metabolism to reach for stored fat instead of defaulting to burning carbohydrates. This single habit, done consistently every night, can dramatically shift your entire nighttime metabolic environment in your favor within weeks. Most people never do this because no one ever told them it mattered, but now you understand why it does. Consistency is the ultimate key. Your body needs a reliable signal before it will fully commit to preferring fat overnight. When your body experiences a consistent fasting window night after night, it begins to anticipate and expect fat burning automatically. That anticipation is your metabolism becoming smarter, and that is what separates people who lose fat from those who cannot. The third and final strategy is to occasionally use a 36-hour monk fast as a powerful periodic metabolic reset. Think of the monk fast as hitting the reset button on your metabolism, not something you do every single week. Done occasionally, every 2 to 4 weeks, it deeply reinforces fat adaptation and sharpens your metabolic flexibility in lasting ways. Skip monk fasting completely during intense training weeks, or whenever recovery sleep and energy levels are already being compromised significantly. Use it as a strategic, periodic amplifier for the fat-burning foundation you have been steadily building through daily overnight fasting. The monk fast goal is never to fast more, but to deepen the metabolic fat-burning signal you have been building. Think of the overnight fast as the foundation and the monk fast as the tool you use to amplify everything. These three strategies working together create a nighttime metabolic environment where your body has no choice but to burn fat. None of this requires suffering starvation or harder training. It just requires working smarter, in alignment with your own biology. Willpower and discipline matter far less than most think when your nighttime metabolism is working properly in your favor, consistently. Let us quickly recap everything so it is completely clear before you go and start applying any of this today. What you burn while sleeping predicts long-term fat gain far more powerfully than any calorie you eat during the day. Overfeeding and poor meal timing suppress nighttime fat burning, and fasting restores it without ever depleting your carbohydrate stores first. Extended fasting amplifies fat oxidation signals and teaches your metabolism a level of flexibility that ordinary daily eating simply cannot. Stop obsessing over daytime calories alone and start giving your nighttime sleeping metabolism the attention and environment it actually needs. Your metabolism keeps running all night long, and how you set it up before bed truly makes all the difference. Every single night, your body either gets progressively better at burning fat or slowly drifts further away from that ability. Your evening habits make that call every single night, and now you finally understand what you need to do differently. Most people will spend years grinding through diets and brutal workouts without ever understanding what you just learned today here. The real and often overlooked difference between effortless fat loss and constant struggling often comes entirely down to nighttime metabolism. Success here is not about discipline or harder workouts. It is about creating the right nighttime conditions every single evening. When you get those conditions right, your body burns fat while you sleep without you having to do anything extra. Once your metabolism shifts into fat-burning mode at night, it does it automatically, and that passive overnight effect compounds beautifully. Imagine waking up every single morning, knowing your body spent all night burning fat instead of storing it away uselessly. That is not a fantasy. It is exactly what happens when you restore your nighttime fat-burning system the right way. Night after night, your sleeping hours become your most productive fat-burning hours, instead of your most metabolically wasted ones silently. That is thousands of hours per year where your metabolism is actively working in your favor, completely on your behalf. Your body was designed to burn fat while you sleep, and the only obstacle was information you now finally have. The science is clear, the evidence is compelling, and the strategy is far simpler than most people would ever expect. 3 things protect your nighttime fat-burning window. Build your overnight fast, and occasionally use a monk fast to reset. These 3 tools work together to create a metabolic environment that makes nighttime fat burning natural, automatic, and deeply effective. These tools align with your biology rather than against it. And that is what makes them genuinely effective long-term. Always. You now know what most people never learn, and that knowledge alone puts you in a genuinely powerful metabolic position. Protect the window, build the habit, and use the monk fast occasionally to maintain a sharp and deeply fat-adapted metabolism. This is the system that makes every sleeping hour count and turns the night into your most productive fat-burning time. From now on, your nights are where the best results begin, not where your hard-earned daytime progress gets silently undone. Shifting your focus from daytime calories to nighttime fat burning changes absolutely everything about how you approach long-term body transformation. You cannot change your daytime choices right now, but you absolutely can change what happens during your sleep, starting tonight. Start by finishing your last meal earlier tonight and giving your body a longer, uninterrupted window to activate fat burning. That one small change tonight begins a process that fundamentally and permanently transforms your entire relationship with fat loss forever. Your metabolism was never the enemy. It was simply waiting for the right information to become a powerful fat-burning ally. Give your body the right nightly conditions, and the results will exceed what calorie restriction alone could ever possibly produce. Everything your body needs to burn fat is already inside it, waiting for you to create the right conditions tonight. You had everything needed all along, and now you finally have the nighttime metabolic understanding to make it all work. Now go use that understanding and turn your sleep from a wasted opportunity into your most powerful fat-burning advantage tonight. Your most powerful fat-burning window is not the gym or kitchen. It is the 8 quiet, dark hours you sleep.